A question I get asked a lot is, what mouse should I buy? And it's tough because there's no universal answer for this question. A lot of it depends on factors like, what games do you play? How big's your hand? What's your grip style? What's your budget? And what features of a gaming mouse are most important to you? There are a lot of pros, cons, and trade-offs with most of the mice that are out there on the market. And the mice with the most features and fewest trade-offs usually come at extremely high price points, or are unfortunately no longer available to purchase. I have good news. This all changes today with the updated release of Endgame Gear's XM1 mouse.
We're in the endgame now.
Endgame Gear's first release of this mouse was met with mostly positive reviews, with the major drawbacks being its rubber cable, which just wasn't good enough, some button lightness or pre-travel, and the mouse's unspectacular feet. The weight and shape of the mouse, however, drew rave reviews and left customers and reviewers wishing that the company could have improved the cable and the feet like many other companies are doing right now. What do you know? Improve them they did. The new Endgame Gear XM1 weighs in at 70 grams. It couldn't make it to 69, guys. You were so close. It's literally right there. It features the same beloved low profile shape, making it perfect for people who use claw or hybrid style grips. It features a really nice soft plastic coating that's almost like the final mouse. I would describe it as a bit nicer and grippier than something like Logitech's. Very crisp switches with no pre-travel at all, and a tight, well-constructed scroll wheel with no rattle. What's more, they've replaced the rubber cable with an incredibly light paracord, possibly the lightest out of any of the mice that I've tried, except for the G Pro Wireless. Get it? The cable is phenomenal. It outperforms the cables from Glorious, Razer, and xtrfy, who each have quite decent cables in their own right. It is also angled upwards at the front of the mouse in order to prevent drag, a feature that I've seen noted on the Zowie mice, though their cables are rubber and really need to be replaced with paracords. But I did think this was a nice detail. Very nice touch. In addition, the feet are made from 100% PTFE, which is the same material as Hyperglide's. It glides very smoothly, even on my rougher, hybrid-like Artisan high-end, which isn't as generous to the feet on the Razer Viper or the Glorious Model D. Sounds great, right? So what's wrong with it? Is it too big? Is it too small? Is it wildly expensive? Is it out of stock already? No, no, and no. It is a well-proportioned, mid-sized mouse, so it will be generally suitable for people of all hand sizes. My hand is 8 inches long by 4 inches wide, 20.3 centimeters by 10.16 centimeters for anyone who's not American, which is on the larger side of the spectrum. I'm comfortable hybrid or claw gripping the mouse. The low button placement and the diamond shape of the mouse make aiming and clicking feel incredibly natural for your hand in a claw grip. I have my thumb on the right side of the mouse, my pointer on the mouse 1, middle finger on mouse 2, and my ring and pinky fingers on the right side of the mouse. My ring finger is just ahead of the midpoint of the mouse. My pinky finger is just behind the midpoint of the mouse. In short, the shape and size of the mouse should be comfortable for most people. It's not crazy big or small, and the shape helps aiming with the mouse feel very natural. Now, you'd expect a feature-packed mouse such as this, virtually devoid of any drawbacks or compromises, to carry an insane price tag, but you'd be wrong. The updated model of Endgame Gear's XM1, which comes in the classic black colorway or the new white colorway, which I think looks dope, retails for just $60 US, which makes it one of the most affordable lightweight gaming mice on the market. It's literally a third of the price of any final mouse you can find on the resale market, and it's less than half the price of the leading wireless mice from Razer and Logitech. I know $60 is not an insignificant sum of money, but for a product of this quality and compared to the rest of the market especially, this is an incredible value. The build quality is impeccable, the mouse has no rattle or squeaks whatsoever. Here's a quick sound test. And the performance is top of the line. In the United States, the orders are fulfilled through Amazon, and Endgame Gear offers different options for purchase around the world. Check their website for how to order one in your country. I am truly blown away. I didn't think I'd find a mouse that could compete with the Final Mouse Air 58 or the G Pro Wireless, which for me are the gold standards as far as mice that fit my hand and my preferences shape-wise. But these are obviously wildly expensive at over $150, and I certainly didn't think that the competitor would cost only $60. As you can see here, I blew my old high score on Mini Tile Frenzy out of the water on day one, literally within 20 minutes of warming up with this mouse. I hit my first flawless run, and I scored in the top 1.8% of competitors. I don't consider myself a professional or anything close to it. I switched to PC from console about 6 months ago, and I'm still learning a lot about aim and movement on PC, but I'm proud of that score, and I hope it illustrates to you guys that this mouse at just $60 is capable of performing at the highest level. As further illustration of that point, I saw tfue using this exact mouse in a recent stream, even though he has historically almost exclusively used Final Mouse products, going all the way back to the original Ultralight. If it's good enough for one of the top professional Fortnite players in the game, it's pretty damn good. And fortunately, it's slightly more affordable than the rest of his gear, like his $3,500 keyboard. I know a lot of people will say $60 is still expensive and they can't afford it, which I can appreciate. Not too long ago, I was a broke college student. I didn't have $60 either. I would say though, where there's a will, there's a way. If you really want something, you can find a way to go make it happen. If you're too young to find a job and don't have the flexibility in your schedule, have a consistent shift, try offering to rake leaves or shovel snow or mow lawns for people in your neighborhood. Offer to help your neighbors move some heavy furniture. Go online and see if there are people who need help with any odd jobs. Or if there's a kid in your neighborhood looking for lessons in a sport or instrument that you have experience with. Be creative. If you have a talent, look for a way to monetize it. Put your head down, grind it out a little bit, save what you make, and before too long, you'll have earned yourself the money. I can tell you from experience, it feels absolutely amazing to get something that you worked and saved for. It will be 100% worth it. All in all, this is an amazing mouse. One of the best on the market for me at an incredible price. If anyone's looking for advice on what mouse to get, this is going to be my default recommendation going forward, unless they have a specific preference otherwise, like wireless or an ergonomic shape.
What do you want to talk about?
Jesus Christ, you're so bad.
Yeah, I've got this friend named Nick, and he's really struggling with this issue right now. I don't know how to tell him, but he's,
At one point, dude, not anymore. I'm good.
Oh my god!
Leave me alone.
No, come back here. What?
How could you miss? How could you miss? How could you fucking miss?
You caught me? You doing that threw me off?
Oh, bean.
Come on, man. Try to hit me. Try to hit me.
It's such a...
Oh, clip that.